Hey there, quilty friends. I'm Kristen, and welcome back to Quilter Chris, where we talk stitches and all things sewing. I'm so glad you're here. Today, we're diving into block of the months. So, what are they? How do they work? What are the pros and cons? And I think as new quilters, this is a great topic to help get you started. So, block of the months. They're a block of the month program, or sometimes they're called BOMs or BOMs for short. And so, whether you're just curious or already knee deep in making one, I'm breaking down the pros and the cons and whether a block of the month is right for you. So, grab your coffee or seam ripper or your latest project and let's get started. So, in short, a block of the month is just a quilt subscription service. So there's a couple of different ways that they can work, right? So either you pay an amount up front and you get all the fabric at once, and the patterns you get every month. So you pay for all the fabric, you get the patterns every month. With that way, you usually get them online or through a blog or YouTube or something like that. Or you can pay on a monthly basis. Sometimes this means your initial payment's a little bit more up front. You might get some supplies to get you started, and then every month you get a packet like this that has some fabric and maybe the pattern in it. So they run, if you're doing it on a month-to-month basis, the cheapest these are is usually about $20-$25, and then they can come up to $35-$45 with shipping. So overall, it makes it so that you can do a big quilt, like a full or a queen size bed size quilt, in these small little chunks. Now, some blocks of the month include the fabric, like what we just talked about. Others are just the pattern. And so oftentimes the pattern will be free. Sometimes you have to pay for it. Sometimes they ask for a donation. So this would be where you go to blogs or again YouTube and you get to use your own fabric. So you can shop your stash or treat yourself to some new goodies, whatever works. So where do you sign up for these? Well, they are everywhere. You can get them, you'll find them at quilt shops, your local quilt shops. You can get them in person. You can go online to blogs or Etsy. A lot of the big quilting shops like Fat Quarter Shop, Missouri Star Quilt Shop, they always have some in the works. They come without fabric. Those are called sew-alongs. But you'll never run out of options. But your fabric shelf might run out of space. What are the pros? Let's talk about the good stuff, the pros. So it's a less overwhelming way to start a big project, especially if you're a new quilter. Bed quilts are really big, and the cost to get into them can be a lot. It can take 11 to 12 yards of fabric to make a queen size quilt top. That's a big investment. This takes it into bite-sized monthly chunks and makes it really feel more doable. Fabric discovery. So block of the months often include fabric lines that you might not have tried, and they often throw in extra for oopsies or mistakes. If they don't, getting the extra fabric is usually not super expensive. So bonus stash points, and if you're a new quilter and you don't have a big stash, that really helps it. If fabrics are not included, you get to be really creative and use your own stash, or you can go fabric shopping because obviously, who doesn't love to do fabric shopping? Additionally, as a new quilter, most block of the months introduce new blocks, new designers, and new techniques. And they will often have some kind of community group like on Facebook or another social media, and you can all discuss what went well, what didn't. People change things around. They use their extras for extra things. It ends up being like a mini quilt class that just shows up at your door every month. So that's great. But of course, not everything is sunshine and fat quarters. So here are some things to consider before you jump in to a block of the month, especially one where you're buying fabric. First of all, it's a commitment. Most of them don't, especially if you're paying per month, they don't let you cancel mid mid block of the month. Some may, but in general, you can't cancel in the middle. So that could be a problem, right? You fall behind, you're not sure, you're overwhelmed. It's rough. Anyway, so make sure that you're ready to commit for the whole year. Falling behind brings us to the next point. Life gets busy, and let's face it, it's easy to get behind. I have very many. This is a long block of the month, and I have 3 of these packets I'm behind on. You also want to keep in mind that instructions can vary. And while most quilt designers are very clear, some just don't jive with your learning style, or the techniques are too advanced as a new quilter. Make sure you read what type of quilt it is, that you're able to be a confident beginner and complete your project. Because if you can't, that can be super frustrating. And finally, unreliable sources. If you're following a block of the month from a small blog or Etsy shop, maybe one you've never heard of, if you're using your own fabric, it's not a huge deal. If for some reason they fizzle out midway, you can make your own blocks and finish it up. But if you're doing it on a month-to-month basis, make sure it's coming from a reliable source. Overall, if you love the idea of a quilting surprise every month and want to grow your skills and enjoy working on a project over time, I think it's a big yes. But if you're more of a finish in a weekend kind of person, then a block of the month may not work for you. Or if you get easily overwhelmed or feel a lot of guilt because those blocks are stacking up, you might just want to choose a different project. Thanks so much for watching. If you've ever done a block of the month, let me know in the comments. I would love to hear from you. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. I have loved having you here. Have a great day. Happy stitching.